Good afternoon, everyone. The world is still turning. Adam, can you believe it?
That's like the beginning of is that like a soap opera reference? Like as the world turns?
Well, I mean, yeah, I was kind of thinking that, but it reminds me last week you said that you don't see a reason for the market to go down from here, and I'm looking at my numbers. The spies and Qs are up almost 2%
Right,
since last week. Now it
right.
seems like a lot of people are waiting for the world to end, but what do you think is keeping this market going?
It's weird. Looks like my house crooked. Um Same thing that there's no reason for it to go down. Um there's no catalyst, no worries. It's a weird thing because throughout my trading career there's always something that I'm worried about. And it's really weird now that I'm not. Um the bond market though, the bond market could be an issue. If that gets a little more liquid, if people stop buying our bonds, sure, something can happen. But right now, we're like hovering just under our all-time highs, with the possibility that we just go, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, I mean, I do think.
Usually when you're at your all-time highs or near your all-time highs, the thought is, should I sell some stuff? Like, have we gone up too far? Let's take a little off the table. But nobody, I don't think, feels that way right now. I don't think there's this feeling of, oh, I better take it off. There's this feeling of, I don't want to miss out. That's how the market steered me.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird because I think I get the sense that the most shocking thing would be to most people a huge rally out of nowhere. Because I don't know, it does feel like there's a lot of.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think that would not be shocking to me.
I mean, because at least from a lot of the chatter I see out there, people are in sort of, or maybe these are just the vocal few that are missing out, but it's a lot of people that are like, when they see like the quantum names or the nuclear names, a lot of these stocks or these heavily shorted little biotech small caps that are up like 50% over the last month. I do think there is a lot of frustration from people that missed out on all this. But I mean, like I would rather see. I mean, to me, the most bullish thing is when people are frustrated when the market's going up in front of them, and they're getting aggravated, and they're desperate to jump in, because I think that's what actually drives like those blow off tops, when everybody just says, to hell with it, we have to get in because it's going up no matter what.
I don't know. I feel differently. I feel like we're just. I guess the Fed announcement next week could be. Usually, it's not about what they say. It's kind of like an earnings announcement. It's just a catalyst for a move. So you could see some surprise volatility with the Fed announcement. That could be what we're waiting for to go through our highs. But I don't know. I don't mind. I'm someone, you have to understand, and I think it's all relative. I've been trading since 1998. And for 12 years, I traded every day from 8 to, well, not originally from 8, but then eventually I started with pre-market and post-market. But good 6 hours, not even getting up for lunch, crazy. And then I settled into the swing trading. And usually, even earlier this year, I was making 300 trades a day. So when the market goes slow and I could kind of live a life and feel like I'm not missing out, especially during the summer, I'm grateful. I'm complacent and I'm happy. So like with the Mesh Prime, we're great. We have our trades on, we're managing it, we check in every week, but there's a lifestyle that goes with it. And when you can have that and make money, that's when the market's like owning real estate. You just collect your rent, like PCT, Pure Cycle Technologies. Think about how in control this is. We bought calls at the $8 strike. We bought calls for $1.10. We sold most of them for $2.40, which is over 100% return. Then we sold the last bid at $3.50 today, which is over 200% return. And then you know what we did? We went ahead and we sold the 9 puts for a couple months from now for 90 cents, $1. So if it keeps going, fine. But if not, we just wrote it up, sold it, And now we're collecting money. And if it comes back down, we own it where we originally owned it. And if not, we made money. That's just total control, trading, letting the market come to you. Just feel good.
Okay. And do you think that type of thing is let's say the average person out there, let's just say the average person with let's say a $50,000 account. Do you think they can do things like that?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we're using less than a $50,000 account. Yeah. Our total investment in PCT our total risk was $500 and something, and we made over $750.
Because I do think a lot of people get very nervous with shorting options.
Never naked short. I'm never selling a call that has infinite exposure. Like if you're selling a put in PCT, willing to own it at $9, what's your risk? That it goes to zero? 4 contracts, $3,600, and it's not, like in my entire, I just told you how long I've been trading and how many times I've been trading. In my entire history, I've had one stock ever that got halted and went to zero. And it was like a shell publicly traded company. It was moving up. I bought it. It got stopped. And then the government found out that like it was being a vehicle for terrorists to clean money. And so it was just gone. The company was gone. That was the only time.
Yeah, 98 that is a while ago. You know what really makes me feel old whenever I hear like famous athletes that were born after the year 2000. I'm like, it's just funny. Like when you think about time spans, I'm like, wow, somebody born after 2000 could be like 25 years old and an all-star in the NBA or an NFL star or whatever. Okay. So then how are you? So you still like the market. How are you actually positioned right now?
So that's where I'm at. I have my positions on that I'm managing, collecting dividends in a couple of them, collecting premium. And then when things come up or they're going to expire, I'm usually selling puts underneath them. So just constant flow. Portfolio is consistently at its highs. It's just like a well-run unit right now. Like we were going over it on a call today. Like our only mistakes were, we were in some of these positions since 2024. And so we put on what we thought were proper hedges, which we said the worst case would be we're going to be profitable on this trade. It's just going to cut our profits. And there's some stocks like URA, which is a nuclear ETF, where we hedged and we're going to make money on the trade, but it ran so far through where we had hedged that we would have made thousands of dollars more had we not hedged. Well, you have to remember, we were in this when the Qs were 405 and the Qs are 430 something now, 530 something now. So it was a good hedge at the time. And at the time when we weren't down, when the market was going down, people were really happy. So, and they're still happy now. I know people are happy because the call keeps getting bigger. But that's where I'm at. I'm collecting premium, collecting dividends, trying to ride waves up and then sell underneath. So looking for because if we are going up, it seems like it's going to be slow, right? Stairs up, elevator down.
Okay, but in terms of actual names, like what do you still like here?
Okay, so let me go through it. So, today specifically, KNW, they got like a Bitcoin entrepreneur CEO, No Labs, and it kind of had like it looks like it's squeezing. I made money. This is my best stock for the day. They're going to become like a crypto stock. I'm not recommending this, and it could go down $1. It's trading very healthy today, hitting a high of 536 off a low of 335. Core's in. That's been a great call. I think it makes me look good coming on every week, speaking to you, being consistent with my names and having them go up. I I got a new one that I like that I haven't been able to put on in my service. So that's where it's good to do a call like this, where I could just say it generally, because it's a little too illiquid to trade it with some of the options. But QXO is a nice play. They got a great CEO. They bought Beacon Roofing. It's the SPAC that bought Beacon Roofing. They got upgraded to a price target of 44. It's trading at $20. I like that holding. I made good money in that. Pure Cycle we're in. I like this APLD. They're the one that did the big deal with CoreWeave. They traded up. It's staying active. I have a feeling this thing's going to go higher. Right now, I own a little bit, and I sold puts underneath, but I feel comfortable with that. Someone asked me about Oklo today. I looked. I still own shares of Oklo from $17.50, so it's very hard for me to buy it at $68.75. And Uber, I'm happy holding it. It's still my favorite stock. I just don't love it now as a new buy. But it's a hold. And that's where I'm at. And that Microvast stock, I mentioned that a couple of times on our calls here. That thing's sitting right below its 52-week high at 417. We've been talking about this stock when it was at $1.27. So that one's tripled since then.
Okay, so just so people understand like how you do things when you're this is definitely, we're talking about like an active trading portfolio, correct?
Yeah. This is the one where we're looking to manage it and make, like, if you speak to most people who have another career other than trading, and we should do this for the comment section. I don't want to manipulate the number, not with your own trading. When you have a money manager, like Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, one of those guys, and you put money away, everyone chat in right now. What percentage return do you say you'll be happy with? Of course you want a zillion percent. What's the number that you're like, if we do this every year, I'm happy? And most people say, I don't want to be aggressive. In a non-aggressive portfolio, what's your number? Comment in. We'll give it a minute. I am curious about this with the audience. This is not the portfolio you're managing. This is someone else is managing your money. This is what you earned in your career. This is what you're going to live on when you retire. What are you looking to make?
I wonder how many people even know what they're returning.
I think people know.
All right, we're getting 10% from one person.
I like when the comments fly in. I know there's a delay in the comments, but let's go, guys. Let's make this a two-way conversation.
Yeah. So, all right, Roger's telling us 15%. Do you think? Do you think these numbers, Adam, are too low, too high? Do you think they're reasonable?
I think with the idea of being conservative, my number is 8%. And that seems to be a pretty common number, is 8%. If you want 15%, they're taking risk and you're getting hit when the market goes down. 8%, that's a number. Now, when you take into account that you're trading with your own money, what are you looking to achieve? 50%, 80%, 100%. It's a smaller account. You're going to be more aggressive. You're actively managing it with options. But you want a $50,000 account that could be a $100,000 account. You don't want a $50,000 account where you're trading your own money. It becomes 54. That's probably a waste of your time, right? Your time's got to be worth it. If you're putting it in and you're looking to grind, then you got to be able to, make a good amount.
Yeah, it's interesting. So I remember a while ago, we surveyed the T3 audience to ask them what their goal was.
Right.
And across the board, interestingly, the biggest goal was, and this was not multiple choice. People had to manually type in their answer. Across the board, the most popular answer was, I want to make $10,000 a month. That just and it was spontaneously, everybody was writing that in. So it is interesting because like, at least with the T3 audience, they think more in dollars than terms of percentages, which I find interesting.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, $120,000 a year. That's worth your time.
Yeah, I heard somebody told me had a theory, which I thought was interesting, where that's enough money for a lot of people to like give their boss the middle finger and say, I don't need you anymore. Because yeah, but it's like I think most people want.
Is it?
I think that's a big theory. Yeah, for anything that can be viewed as a second income, I think people want optionality in their lives. They want, even if they don't want to do it, they want to be able to. Like they want a cushion, or they want a second income, or just not have to worry if they get hit financially in one way or another.
Yeah, I guess it depends where you live and stuff. In New York, that wouldn't be a primary income. Like, you couldn't live in New York City, I don't think, now making 120.
You need a roommate.
Right.
I mean, at least if you want to live in Manhattan, I do think that's an interesting thing in New York. You probably don't see in many other places. I've been in like Facebook groups with like real estate things, and there'll be people that are like paying $3,500 a month and having roommates because they want to live in like a fancy high-rise building in whatever cool location with like a gym and a concierge and all this other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, depends what age you are and stuff too.
Yeah, I think I'd rather live in a cardboard box by myself than with a roommate. That sounds like hell.
I had a roommate. We went on a golf trip, and everyone had a roommate. And I've known him forever. He's one of my best friends, and he was snoring so loud that I took a video of him because I know him. And in the morning, I said to him, "Dude, you were really snoring." And he's like, "I don't snore." I'm like, "I knew you were going to say that. This is you snoring." And he's like, "Oh my God." He's like, "I do snore."
Yeah, I don't think I would guess that most people who snore don't know it, or they don't believe it. And I think this is a good life lesson for everybody out there. Like, if you're on a trip, no roommates. Just if you can afford it, get your own room. It's always worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So Adam, when you're thinking about your trading portfolio, are you actually setting goals in terms of numbers?
No. I used to. Now I don't.
And why not? What changed?
I felt like for me, when I set number goals, which I have tried to do, that you're forcing trades. And what I've learned is that sometimes your year can be made in 2 months. And so if you're trying too hard in those other months to make money that's not there, and you take excess risk and then you get behind, by the time those months happen, you're just looking to be even. So like last year, I got down and I kept trying to battle and force things. And then all of a sudden, the last couple of months of the year were so good, and I ran to positive and finished up good. But it was okay. It could have been a lot better had I just been patient and waited for those opportunities, because they're so easy when they come. And so I'm better off not trying to do a certain amount per month. Like for the year, sure. For me, it's a year. But I want to make sure that to the extent that I'm able to be in control, I don't press in those months where it's not there. Like, you can't make a lot of easy money today. And if you wanted to make, let's say like this was the end of the month and today was the last day and you were at $6,000, like you could try to make 4, but you might end up losing 10. You know what I mean? So I like thinking more in terms of the year and letting the market come to you. I think it's important.
Yeah. And also, like, I wonder if having a goal could even limit you. Like, if you like, let's just say you have this magical 10K a month goal you have. Like, who's saying like you can't hit 100 or 200,
100%.
Okay, so Adam, so I know that later on you're doing a webinar with Tom Sosnoff, who is a giant in the options industry. So I'm I still use Thinkorswim, which was one of the platforms he founded, and he sold it to, I think, Ameritrade, who sold it to Schwab. I don't even know at this point who owns it. Might be E-Trade. I don't even know who owns it at this point. But now he owns it. He founded Tasty Trade, which I hear is better because it's easier to use.
Right.
So what are you and Tom going to be talking about later on?
All things options. We're just going to do a free flow on what he's been trading, what strategies he's been using, talk about positive drift, anything. And then we answer questions from the audience, a lot of questions. It's always unscripted and unfiltered. So we never know what we're going to say, but everyone loves it. It's everyone's favorite call. Besides, including this one, actually. This is getting up there, though. This is
all right. Okay. And guys, there's a link down below. If you want to sign up to hear that live discussion with Adam and Tom Sosnoff, the link is down below. So what do you learn?
What do you call this call? Do you say the Adam Mesh call? When we're doing a call, what do you call it?
I don't even know.
So if I say it, I talk to other people. I say the Camo call, because if they're following me today, I did my members call at 11. I have the Staznoff call at 4:30. So what's the 1 o'clock call? The 1 o'clock call is the Camo call, because it's not the other Adam Mesh call. So I think what we're missing is a name. I do think if we're really gonna commit to these calls, we need a name.
All right, I will put on my thinking cap.
And I'm going to be seeing you. We're going to be doing the Tasty Trade call live from T3 headquarters. I've never been to your new office, so yes, I have. I've been there once. I'm excited to see it, though.
Yeah, we have lots of snacks.
Can you send out? Can we have someone send out a link for the event today?
Yeah, the link is down in the description below. I will also share it in the chat. So.
Let's see. Just have to approve. What's going on with you? How are you? How are the traders been doing? What are they saying?
It's interesting. So they've done a pretty good job of holding steady through the chaos. Like, so interesting. So you and Scott Redler did a webinar in May. So Scott shared an Amazon trade. And that bombed. That one did not work. But
no, it did.
No, it didn't.
It came back around.
I get whatever's the one Scott were in did not. It might have been the expiration he chose or something, or it didn't exit fast.
He texted me. He's like, "Are you still in this?"
Yeah, and then he did, but then he nailed 4 trades in a row, including another Amazon trade. But yeah, our guys are doing well. Not getting. I mean, I think the most important thing is just not getting scared out of things. Because, like, I mean, I've had this. I mean, it's like interesting. The conversation has been that the market just like refuses to break down. It finds a way to just like.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah. And it's kind of, and it is fun because like there's so many stories happening. There's so many themes, and it feels like every other week there's an interesting new trend, or something is breaking out and something's in the news. So it's, I mean, I like chaos in general. I like when there's a lot of crazy things happening, but this almost feels like quiet chaos because like the indices are not moving that much, but then we have all these wacky stocks that could be going like 10 or 20 or 30% in a week.
Yeah.
And and now I'm just slapping myself for not buying more stuff when the market was down.
That's the history of trading, though, right?
Yeah, I felt, and I felt like a genius. I bought Nvidia at like 90, sold it for 100 because, I think it's done. their earnings are not going to be good enough. It's not going anywhere. Now it's at like 140. But yeah, like
It's very hard to hold.
Yeah, even though it's kind of funny, I've made all my money by not selling. It's just like there's stuff I've bought when the market is down, and that's universally the stuff that's made me the most money. I've gotten in trouble when I've tried to be smart. That never works for me.
That makes sense. Tom is such a great guy. He's been telling money. He's laid back, very helpful.
Yeah, I get the impression.
Warlord. What's Warlord?
Oh, I was just. Do you see the movies? The movie The Warriors?
No.
So it's this cult classic from the 80s, and whoever's like head of the gang at the time is the warlord. And I was like, all right, I'm making myself warlord.
Was it a good movie?
Do you like violence?
What kind of gang?
It's like, so it's about street gangs in the late 70s.
Uh-huh.
So it's basically there's the story is there's this gang at a meeting in the Bronx and they get framed for a murder. So all the other gangs want to kill them. So they have to make it back from the Bronx to Coney Island, their home turf, before the bad gangs can get to them. It's amazing. It's a cult classic. It's super violent. It's a lot of fun. It's like, it's the old school New York we're never going to see again. So I was like, all right, I think I'm the warlord now.
All right. I like it. It's a good nickname.
Yeah, gets people right in line. When they know there's trouble, you cross the warlord, nothing good is going to happen. Unless somebody comes and tries to take the title, then I might be in trouble.
I think it's a great nickname.
Me too.
I think APLD wants to go above 13.
It really does.
Oh, my trading's at the high of its day right now, my day.
Yeah. There's something about APLD has that feeling that I'm going to be looking at it at 40 in 12 months.
Right.
And I just need a pullback. I just need a pullback.
You don't get it. You know which one never pulled back? ASTS never pulled back. I got in that at 9 last year. Never came back down. 37.
It's looking great. Jesus Christ. It's up 73% this year, and it's looking great today.
Never comes down. All right, man. Listen, 4:30 today. Let's have everyone come back. Mike, I'm excited to hang with you in the office today. I'm going to go catch a train and come into the city.
All right. We'll see you in a little bit. Have a fun trip.